Hi! I had to loop that a couple times because it's very short, but yeah, I freaking love that Siivagunner rip. It's freaking incredible. Hi everybody, hi chat, welcome to Deltarune 4.
Oh.
Deltarune
Hello.
4, which will be mostly hometown probably. Well, I mean, I hope we start the chapter 2, though. I still hope so. I can't see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku! Not really, no. It's a different voice, but... you know, you can hear that it's a synthesized voice, but no, it's different. It's a different voice. Hello, Tuna's Captor, and hello, Aizen. I didn't really have anything to say, let's just continue. Luna will come here later, and yeah. Also, I've decided I will play Dream BBQ on stream. Don't
Huge.
know how that will interact with Deltarune right now, since I'm trying to focus on that, and suddenly, you know, we have Dream Barbecue. But,
Just replace one
my
day
God.
next week with that. Oh. Off to a great start, chat.
Wow. Already.
I hope you guys are ready for your weekly scheduled nothing.
hi.
Hi.
That was very
What?
early.
Stream over?
No! No! Oh my god, Discord, the freaking go live screen on Discord just lagged for me, like I can't click anything on it. Okay, there it is.
So as I was saying, you can't just replace one Deltarune day next week with that with.
I guess I can, it's just like, oh, I want to maximize Deltarune, because Deltarune could be tomorrow! You never know!
It's fine. It's Toby. It's what Toby would have wanted to play Dream BBQ.
Yeah, Toby wants you to play, you know.
Him! Okay. Computer, can you stop like being so loud? Nothing happened. Why are you... What? Why is the fan so loud suddenly? Okay.
It's fine. He's thinking. He's thinking. Give him a break.
Okay. Deltarune chapter 1 and 2.
Kiss it or something.
Continue chapter Blan. Can you... Thank you. Oh my god. And well, the window will go... Yep, okay. Krad Krasl. Krotiniu.
Crothinio.
Wait. God damn it, we have to redo the freaking Chaos King fight. I completely forgot about
Yeah,
that.
you have
Okay,
to
we
do
need
the
to
whole
skip
thing.
dialogue. We need to skip dialogue. Okay,
You
okay.
were supposed to do
I was
this
supposed to, but I
before
forgot.
start.
I forgot. Hide that pixel. Hide that pixel. Okay. We're doing the fight. Shay fingers.
Speedrun. Cue the music.
Music.
Wait, you mean like the dream music?
Yeah.
Hold on. Is it copyright free? I hope it's copyright free.
If he used it, probably.
Trans music for racing game. Freaking believe in yourself on the thumbnail is so crazy. Okay, yeah. Freaking no, shut up. I didn't want to click on the ad. Okay. Okay. Y'all on stream can hear it now. Okay.
I think the keyboard spamming adds a lot to the music.
I really wanted to repeat my acts from the first time, just in case that activates anything, that flags anything in the future. So we'll still do all of that. But we'll
Can we also have a gif of this sweaty guy in a corner?
Fine. In a second.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Okay. Tenor sweaty speedrun guy. I hope you guys on stream realize I'm listening to both the actual music in the game and the freaking yeah, like at the same time. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. No, don't open a new card. Just save it, please. This is taking this is taking longer than. Okay, whatever. Okay. OBS, can you not lag for me, please? Thank you. There we go. There he is.
Thank you.
No, frick. So how are y'all doing?
Are you asking us or chat?
Everybody.
I'm not very good.
I'm alright.
Isn't gets it. We need to spare because Toby telling us our actions don't matter is a lie. They will in chapter 69. Where
Yes,
we
exactly.
bring us to the royal cycle.
Yes, true. And also King wanted to prove that we are the monsters we truly are, so, you know. Frick. I hope the speedrun music is hearable. I haven't been looking at the chat because I don't want
It is
to...
hearable in the stream.
Okay.
I haven't been looking at the chat because there would be a major time loss.
Exactly.
Yeah, indeed.
The Shay mindset.
Once you beat the fight, you're going to conjure a punch card to skip dialogue.
Exactly. Frick. Awesome. There we go. Hold on.
Speedrun.
We need to skip, Do the dialogue,
Hold on. I'm looking up something else. Hold on to add to the stream.
Streamer, timeless.
I know. Shut up. There we go. Another another addition.
That's crazy that you got Shake will co-host the stream.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
This is like that one video of Chris being a speedrunner.
Oh yeah. I have to watch that. I only watched a couple of the clips they posted on Twitter, but I haven't watched the full thing.
Weren't you the
It's
one to
good.
share it?
Only one of the clips, not the entire thing.
Good.
Yeah, these are some funny letters, huh? Yeah, what are these worms on my screen?
Oh boy, I sure do a lot of letters.
Yeah. Hello from ASRIELS, and hello Doc. Pretty good actually, I'm doing okay, nice. I kinda do wish that we get some kind of boss X fights in the party dojo, because King being in chapter 1 neuters his attacks down to beginner level, he deserves a proper fight. True actually.
True.
I really liked the Clover rematch. The Clover rematch is actually pretty damn cool.
Speedrunning, but still taking your time to talk to every NPC twice.
Just in case there is more dialogue, because I don't remember which people have more dialogue and which don't.
That's because
I
clearly
know,
the
see?
game keeps track of how many times you've interacted with each NPC.
Aspi. By the way, Lancer says no, Rousey isn't leaving, but we leave him here, but he somehow comes back on his own to Closet Dark World, so there's, again, something up with that.
And yeah, Rousey can travel Dark Worlds, we know that.
Well,
He does at the start of
yes,
chapter
yes,
2.
I know, but that's the thing, like, if he is really an object, which, I don't know, if he is an object, and not some kind of, well, okay, I guess you could have that theory, he's some kind of being made out of pure darkness or something like that, but if he were an object, it would be weird for him to just move on his own, right, because at that point he would have no autonomy. So I guess, again, my headcanon would be, yeah, he is like some kind of pure dark creature, then, if that is the case, because okay, I like the idea of him being
Either
horns, right? I
that
really like that, but I'm really not sure if
Yeah,
that
like
holds
either
water.
that or he's the horns and Chris just has them on them.
That's also true. Maybe Chris just has the horns on them, on their person.
I can't read, I'm an Undertale fan!
You can use they for me, by the way, isn't. You don't have to correct yourself. This whole section is actually proof that Kraft is a true Undertale fan because they skip dialogue without reading it, yeah. Okay. Hello? There we go. Okay, okay. It's a light switch.
Like the bricks, Tristan!
Susie, hurry up! I hope that the game doesn't like freaking keep track of this and won't like hit me in the face for skipping dialogue later or something. Like a frog will just walk up to me and say, "Hey, you skipped dialogue in this chapter."
I remember your speedruns.
I remember your skips. Okay. Just a couple more things. Okay, no, obviously, no. This doesn't matter. Okay. Maybe blah 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 blah.
Yeah, the clock in the classroom is going to remember if you interacted with it or not, clearly.
Yes.
Did you call Toriel?
Oh yeah, right. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, hold on. Because I'm grading papers. I can talk to you when you get back, alright? Our house is only at the top of town, you know? Click. Okay.
Oh no, I didn't interact with the third locker in the row to the right. I need to restart now.
Okay. We're done. How much time did that take of the stream?
Okay, time for Shay to get banished.
Exactly.
It took 13 minutes.
Okay, good. Hello JJ, hello Banana Daily, Deltarune cancelled? No! I think it's interesting how much the Dark Worlds are associated with water shadow crystals moving like liquid, the edited over water images, onion sun mentioning the sound of the sea. Obviously, yeah. We talked about it. We've talked about it in previous stuff. Hello! Hello Prisma, hello! Haven't seen you in the stream in like a while. Hi. Hiya bestie. I love when you call me that, it's so funny. Craft, I remember your speedruns. Actually, speaking of future chapter predictions, Midnight Crew reference chapter 3, please, UTDR community is a lot more, is more in tune with Homestuck now, so it could work. Yes. Well, that's the thing, most people just kind of treat Penumbra Phantasm as if it already was a Deltarune song, which, no, but, yeah. That will be on my bingo. We will make a bingo card for 3 and 4.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah. We will make a bingo card for 3 and 4, and for me, like a Midnight Crew reference in general will 100% be one of the points. I've seen so many chapter 3 takes on SoundCloud use that one piano, it's insane, hell yeah. Black light motif in chapter 3 trust, that's what I'm saying! Okay, so there are a lot of people that do say that they kind of almost don't want to, no rainy, that they almost kind of don't want Penumbra Phantasm to be used in Deltarune because they see it as very ingrained into the Homestuck, but honestly you could say that same thing for Megalovania before it got included in Undertale. So I really feel like it's fine, because like the nature of it being this song that has never been released in full outside of, you know, renditions of it or motifs being used in other songs, the fact that it's that kind of way, you know, that just makes it feel as much of a I don't know, Toby's baby, I guess, as much of a Toby's baby as Megalovania, to me at least. So yeah. Which, speaking of, maybe a bit more of a pipe dream than Penumbra Phantasm showing up, but I kind of hope for some kind of rendition of Sunsetter, because like, yeah. Hi Burbly.
Oh my god, it's Caster Pop 3!
Yeah, this is stupid. Why is there the hitbox like this? Like, I can't walk right from here. What?
What the fuck?
Grace, you survived Susie. I was getting worried. Now you can finally pay off your family debt. How to Draw Dragons is 2583 days overdue. However, Chris, I am a benevolent volunteer assistant. If you turn it in this week, I'll reduce your fine to a mere $64.23. Consider it, Chris.
God.
Why is his neck doing a 180 degrees turn?
I don't know.
Good question.
I will definitely have a lot to say about Birdly when we are in chapter 2. It's an unlabeled book. You look inside. Oh, I accidentally returned my personal journal instead of my book. Oh no, they're putting it into their catalog. Oh no, I have to take it out every time I want to write a new entry. Honestly, that would be a fire book. Like, for real, no, somebody is like
True.
one person being able to, you know, edit a book, and then people would like come into the library for updates. That would be kind of fire.
Go on, your update drop.
Yeah. There is a book here. You look at the page. It's delicious. This must be what they meant by flavor text. God. I also really
Real.
like that, because you know, in video games you have usually just like a comment about one book per bookshelf, including this video game that we're playing right now, and it's interesting because you get you get that, right? But here in Deltarune, you visit these places like a couple times, right? And in the second chapter, these change, right? You're looking at a different book per bookshelf in a different chapter, and I think that's really fun. That's a really fun way to add dialogue.
Yeah.
Lord of the Hammer. First in the award-winning fiction series by lauded historian Gerson Boom. Please remember my name, please. Okay, please remember my name, please. I wrote a book to help you remember. By Hot's Fire Guy. Yeah. Computer lab. Please surf the web responsibly. In fact, maybe don't do it at all. The Queen wouldn't like that. You looked through the window at to the computer lab. There seems to be a dog inside working at the computer. Seems like it's making a game. Seems like you shouldn't interrupt it. Seems like when the game's finished, you can go in. You just have to trust the dog. what a
Seems like the door will be opening tomorrow.
yeah, what a perfect way, by the way, to just kind of tease that. Like, I have seen nobody do anything pre-chapter 2 with this, by the way, which is kind of
I'm
crazy.
here.
Hi,
Hi, Luna.
Hello.
I have literally nobody.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, I've literally seen nobody do anything with the computer lab pre-chapter 2, which is like, again crazy. But also, speaking of this door, something that happened to it is
It used to be a single door.
yes, it used to be a
Yeah.
single door, and then it turned into a double door to parallel the school closet, which is like, why? Especially when you consider why would a school closet have a double door? There's something significant about that.
It's because there need to be double doors to have the cool entrance effect of a dark world.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not everything needs a lore reason, come on.
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen-
between chapters, someone just came in and screwed away the door and replaced it. Sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, they probably
Oh,
did
oh,
change
oh,
it for
oh,
a
oh.
reason, but what I meant is it doesn't have to be specifically a double door for a lore reason. Maybe it just looks cooler.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's.
But
Of course
you
they're
know
gonna do
what
something
would
with
be
it.
funny? You know what would be funny? After we like seal the fountain in chapter 3, the front door to our house changes into a double door. It just shifts.
Oh, you know. Actually, you know why they made a double door? Because if it were a single door, Chris and Susie wouldn't be able to stand side to side when entering it.
Sure, yeah. Chris and Fufuvi. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. I've seen so many chapter 3 blah blah blah. Okay, black and blah blah. Okay, it's banana. I've heard so many people call literally anything Penumbra Phantasm, like, no, that's Doctor, no, yeah. It's kind of wild how if you don't like pay complete attention, you can very easily mistake Doctor for Penumbra Phantasm when they are different songs. Different melodies.
I have no idea what either of those are. I don't remember.
Luna, we've mentioned Penumbra Phantasm like 1,000 different times.
I know.
Okay. Toby's unfinished song that he finished behind the scenes that was in Homestuck, and a lot of Homestuck songs referenced melodically, but was never released as a finished song, and he mentioned that he would use it for a bigger thing in the future, and a lot of people think that is Deltarune, especially because of the several like name references he's made in various posts across both Twitter and Tumblr alluding to something very similar, and a lot of people attribute that to Penumbra Phantasm, and a lot of people think that Penumbra Phantasm will be in its complete and finished form in some kind of important moment in Deltarune. Why did you interrupt me?
Yap.
Shut
Shut up.
I love yappers.
I hate yappers.
Birdley's sprite looks like he either has his shirt backwards or his head is literally turned 180 degrees, yeah. I hope that Penumbra Phantasm isn't used and specifically for something associated with darkness, because you know what other song uses that has that leitmotif? Umbral Ultimatum? Yeah, I know. Also, yes, yes, flavor textbook, that one that is made at that made a Terezi reference in Deltarune Repainted. I watched Deltarune Repainted like before I read Homestuck. I need to re-watch it now specifically because of that, because I know that it has a lot of Homestuck references, I just didn't get them at the time that I watched it for the first time. Or the couple first times, since I re-watched it a couple times. We remember your doors. Birdley remembers your snow graves, yeah. Double door theory. I'm a firm Flower King world believer. Double doors stay true. Say it's true. Oh yeah, the door behind the thing. Yeah. Which would also mean that if it were those doors there back there, then that would in turn mean that the actual Dark World wouldn't even be the one with the flowers in them, like the colorful flowers. So that would be pretty funny. Okay.
I love reading books, especially the books upstairs. You should really read them. I love reading books. God. The knowledge this person is keeping behind them though is pretty damn big. Like the actual mention between the you know, differences between humans monsters. We haven't really seen that at all at this. Oh right, yeah. Teens Corner, monthly Retoon review. Mew Mew Kissy Cutie 2. This reviewer had Mew Mew 2 as her first exposure to the series, and let her tell you, it makes Mew Mew 1 look like a dumpster with its sparkly cat ears. With a darker storyline and more mature themes, the second one treats the viewer like a real adult, instead of like an animal that will die if it goes 10 seconds without seeing a beach ball. Not to mention Mew Mew's character in the first one is more stale than the ramen I eat at home by myself with the lights off. Teens and older should check out this dark masterpiece, signed the Anonymous Yellow Lizard. I mean, it could be the you know, it doesn't have to be Alphys, it could be the other yellow lizard that we saw in the library in Deltarune, in Undertale. Carillias, what's up? God is working, so I'm starting on a project. I've already copied a bunch of pictures. I've never noticed that he just includes commas in random places. What? It's the same picture of a soccer ball 73 times. Maybe he's like, his project is about, or their project, because yeah, Cathy and Jockington, maybe their project is about like, I don't know, the persistence of monsters or something, I don't know. I wanted to say humans, but no. You could
No, it's
say...
about soccer, stupid.
Okay, fine. You could say, I'm having a ball! Yeah!
Yeah!
Gotta go to college,
Yeah.
so tem stoppy, hold!
She's reading a comic full of hot demon guys, which is also a reference to... What's his name? It starts with a Zora, with a Z, like Zora or something?
I don't remember.
I forget, but he's the hot demon guy. Twink.
Oh.
Demon Twink.
I don't know.
From DEP, from DEP, from DEP.
No
I
idea what.
forgot.
There was a crude drawing of an ice cube wearing a headband. The teen zone, where teens can be kids. A feeling of immense relief washes over you. Wow.
BRB again.
All right.
Yeah, this is the second time in just 30 minutes of stream.
This is not looking good.
What is she doing?
She's interrupted.
Number 15. What is Kraft doing?
Number 15, chicken soup.
True. I would want some soup right now. I want soup
make
or a
one.
taco. I'm not gonna make soup at 10 p.m.
Why not?
because it's 10 p.m.
And you're gonna just leave and forget about us.
You're just gonna let a clock rule over you?
Yeah,
Wow.
time is my lord.
It's funny how Deltarune fandom is.
My
like-
god, I didn't even... I didn't even... Did you realize what I just said?
No.
Craft?
No.
Time is my lord.
Okay. Okay. Who lording the
I didn't
English?
mean to
Okay.
make it. That's a good one. That's
Who
a good
lording
one.
the English? Okay. Rhombus Real says, it's funny how Deltarune fandom is like going insane at a deeper level than just moldy low quality brain rot memes. There was literally a chapter 3 take where Tenna simped for Toriel for no reason. Okay. I mean, I don't know, I feel like that could be a funny plot point. And the fandom is just making any future chapters, chapter take more and more wild to make something new and end up creating some crazy crap. I haven't seen that many takes that went that far. I don't know what you're talking about exactly, Rhombus. Why does Joggington have a typing quirk? Okay. Don't remember. I'll riot if he never becomes a party member. I hope Catty becomes a party member. I like Catty a lot.
I can see that. I can see that.
I once
happening.
had a Dark World concept for her. I don't know if I have like a drawing of it anywhere. Actually, I might check. Hold on a second. I had a concept for her where she was like some kind of cloaked scribe or something, and she used this like piece of paper with like a you know, like an old timey pen, and she would be like, she would cast spells by like writing on that piece of paper. And her basically Snowgrave equivalent back when we know a lot of people thought that there would be a Snowgrave equivalent in every chapter, which is a way less common thought now. Well, back then I thought of like, okay, so she like conjures the image of the enemy in front, and then she like pierces through the paper with the pen, and then that makes the enemy just die completely. That was my idea. Well, let me see if I actually have a picture of that, of her. It was kind of bare bones, I'm gonna be honest. No, okay, it was on paper. I won't find it right now. Whatever. Library. Hello. Hey, punk! Get out of the road! You're blocking traffic. Oh, wait, it's just Asgar's kid. Sorry, I'm a little, worked up lately. This job is so boring. Nothing ever happens in this town. I just wish something would shake things up. Huh? You got something to report? Alphys, help you, Dark World. Also, this thing, you know, the disclaimer on the Nintendo Switch version, you should play Undertale before playing Deltarune. This game will assume that you have played Undertale. So yeah,
Wow.
you're definitely embodying. You're supposed to be a player that would, you know, make this reference if they could. Alphys? Who's Alphys? No idea who you're talking about. Why? Did they do something illegal? Gotcha. If I see Alphys, I'll tackle them. They're as good as dead. Okay. Help you. Oh, you wanna help me? Sure, punk. Get someone to rob the bank so I can suplex them. Wait, do we even have a bank? Hey, get someone to build a bank. Okay, Dark World. What? There's a Dark World inside the school. Sure, kid. There's no law against Dark Worlds anyway. That's a job for the school board. Okay, nothing. Don't do anything illegal, you little punk. Let me know if you get a lead on any purple girls. There's one I wanted for on several counts of comic mischief. Purple girls wanted on several counts of comic mischief are my favorite type of purple girl. Police Chief oh, this is the snail guy, the one that bought a house from a snail. Police Chief Undyne is supposed to be directing traffic, but all she's doing is standing in the middle of the street yelling, "Get out of my way!" She's the best, huh? I really feel directed. And there is this guy. How?
Donut guy.
Yeah, donut guy. How am I supposed to get past this blue lady? I'm stuck. I guess I should just run away. In the second chapter, he makes, they make, I don't know, whoever, whatever. They make a reference to donuts, as in, like, you know, I don't know, like they keep getting caught in, like, doughy disappointment or something like that, in reference to, like, doing donuts on the street. So there is something that's also relating to donuts that happened in this world, and I must wonder if that's also because of this world's Muffet or no. Muffet has been strangely absent, but, you know, she's not the first Undertale character that hasn't appeared in this game yet, so it's not really that big of a deal. It's one of those sliding beats. Huh?
I don't really remember. The orange guy around in the hometown too. The one that's the normal version of Follower 1.
I feel like they're somewhere here, but I forget. Ficus dude, Ficus person. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because like they made a new monster Follower 3, and there's the donut guy, so it makes sense if there were all of them.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Hey, yawn. Actually, I would have a question on that. Okay, maybe that'll come later. Separate from that. Can y'all hear Asfi fine in chat, by the way? Cause he's like really hard to hear for me, no matter how high I have his volume.
I can hear him.
He's mostly fine for me.
I think it's a thing on your end, because like when I make clips, I hear myself pretty loud.
Well, now you're loud, but just now you were like super duper muffled.
I don't know.
Rhombus says, okay, so I'll elaborate on what I said earlier. There is this one take called Deltarune Morningstar. It started as a regular take and then suddenly became like really dark for no reason. The chapter 3 secret boss tells Chris to kill themselves. Kill themselves, IDK, why they did that? Sure. And I know if both eyes is still cursed now. I remember watching an old VOD of Gale Rice. He was like playing this for the first time, and well, there are a couple specific things that I remember about it. With the first being that there was somebody in chat trying to convince them that sorry, him. God damn it! Why did I think that they were like he was non-binary? That he trying to.
Isn't exclusive to non-binary people.
I know, whatever. It was just like really weird in my brain. I don't know, whatever. They tried to convince him that because Deltarune is an alternate universe, literally every single other alternate universe is somehow canon, which no,
but they were like really adamant about it. The person in chat. And the second thing is that I remember the only time that the time that he realized that this was an alternate universe for the first time was literally because, first of all, Undyne doesn't know Alphys, second of all, Undyne has both eyes, and that was like his confirmation, which is really funny to me. But like
I
that
never really
was
thought
it.
about that.
Like that was it. The two eyes and the surface.
I never even thought about Undyne having both eyes.
It was kind of a big deal back in the day. Like, honestly, I know it's funny, but I've seen multiple people, like, out there in the wild be convinced finally that it is an alternate universe, because, again, so many people focusing on how to connect it to Undertale that a lot of people haven't even thought about it being, like, just something else. Yeah, but a lot of people, the nail in the coffin for a lot of people were not like any of the actual, like, well thought out arguments. It was just, hey, look, it's the surface and Undyne has both eyes.
I mean, I get the surface point, like, that's pretty noticeable.
No, but a lot of people were assuming, hey, is this post-pacifist? A lot of people were thinking that at first. And even after seeing a lot of the contradictions with that, they kept going with that, thinking that there were like some retcons or whatever.
I mean, yeah, I think everyone's very first reaction when
Yeah,
playing Chapter 1.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely supposed to have that reaction. Like, I'm not saying you're dumb for having that reaction. Yeah, you're definitely supposed to think that. Fun fact, that take got cancelled because they made the call-out post for some stuff the take did that was low-key weird, but also the post itself had so many stupid nothing burgers, it was insane. The post complained about them making this... Okay. I'm not even gonna read that out loud. I wonder if there's NPCs. I wonder if there's NPCs were originally made for Deltarune and then remade in Undertale, or the other way around. I wonder that too. Though, and that really does depend on how much Deltarune was developed as a concept before Undertale came out. Somehow reminded me of an Undertale comic where after each No Mercy run reset, everybody would wake up with scars from previous runs that get worse and worse each reset, like Sans having a slash on his ribcage or Undyne eventually losing her eye. Huh. That's okay, interesting. Does imply that there were other runs before the player starts, which... Well, unrelated to that, the... Chris here had like having that cage, I guess, would kind of imply that there was something. Maybe, I don't know, Gaster himself, I guess, controlling Chris before getting ready for the player to take action. I don't know, some kind of test run, something like that. Can't believe Toby is homophobic and separated Alphys and Undyne just like Toriel is a match my head. Yeah.
True. True.
It's one of those sliding beat toys that naturally spawns inside the doctor's office. I love that dialogue so much. This and it's some kind of teacher food. It's really funny. The teacher food one is also funny to me because I'm like, yeah, I understand that reference only because of movies. Like giving apples to teachers is not a thing here.
Yeah.
There are so many things that I just was so confused about because I hope Americans realize that a lot of places outside of America didn't used to have Halloween until Halloween started showing up in like American cartoons that were also aired elsewhere. Like, it's mostly because of movies and cartoons that Halloween came to other places. Chris is such an enigma to me because they're like, if Karaha was raised by an actually normal family instead of being surrounded by a race they seem to hate with a burning passion. Like they have so many uniquely Kara-related traits and seem to still hate humanity, so like what's up with that? I don't know about the hate humanity part, I've never read that from anything. They're just kind of...
I mean, we never... There's nothing in Deltarune that points at Chris hating humanity.
I think if they mean that you could read the whole thing about like wanting to be a monster, but I would read that way more as, you know, wanting to fit in with their community more, so considering they are the only human around. Like, does not imply hate towards humanity. I've never read that Rhombus Reel. No, not to me.
Me neither.
Maybe not humans, but humanity. Yeah, no idea.
That's the same thing.
No, not the same thing, Aski. I know what they mean, but no, I still disagree.
Oh, it's you. Are you here to play the piano again? The patients can't hear it well from here, but I personally enjoy it. Sometimes the police chief comes in to play the piano.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this dialogue. Undyne still plays piano. That's cool.
Her playing is nice, but when she starts singing, we have to ask her to leave.
So she does this regularly. It's an obligatory hospital piano, shrunk to fit in the corner. As a result, it's missing most of the good keys. Play it? No. Your hands linger over the keys doing nothing. It's the interesting wording here. Blink.
You usually play the piano a bit more beautifully. Is everything okay? You do seem a little sick.
It's really interesting to think about this, because
Chris doesn't seem to want us to hear him playing the piano.
Yes. It definitely. Okay, there are a couple of different interpretations of this, including new ones that were made because of the one story in the Spamton Sweepstakes, where before Spamton Sweepstakes, the main interpretation I saw at least, was that Chris's ability to play the piano was impeded by the fact that we were controlling them. Like, with us controlling them made that ability, like, not accessible to them. But it does seem like the sound of the sound of the piano, the way that Chris makes it sound, is like somehow significant, considering, you know, what happened. Like some kind of emotional expression for them, right? Considering what we've seen of Noelle, and that plus, you know, the Chris being in some kind of like emotional turmoil in that story, and Noelle like hearing them play, but them stopping to play as soon as Noelle enters, right? At least from what I remember, that's what happened. While this person here, this hospital worker here, they're clearly implying that, you know, Chris plays for them to hear, or for their own enjoyment, just openly, right? So maybe it is a case of Chris uses the piano to express their feelings, and they really don't want to do that while we are in control, right? Like, that would be, I guess, the natural thing to come to at this point, at least.
It's definitely not a matter of physically can't, because they can very well rip us out. I think that shows that they can do stuff even when we're around.
It's more so like it's a kind of more of like a meta control thing, where we as a player aren't able to do everything Chris would otherwise be able to do fully autonomous, like not being a player character, because you can't just fully control a player character when you're playing a game. You have specific things like walk forward, walk right, walk left, walk down, jump. You have that kind of, you are limited to a moveset when you're playing as a player character. But if they are just a character, right, autonomous on their own. In story, in universe, they can do anything. They don't have a set number of like actions they can perform, and that is the case in like cutscenes, for instance, right? Like we don't influence their like mouth flaps or specifically what a character in a video game like says, and like I don't know, we don't influence their vocal cords. Like we don't control their freaking vocal cords with keyboard keys, you know? So there are things that are separated from our control, and that could just be the case with the piano, where, you know, walking around, we can only like Chris can only do like when we tell him to, right? But something like playing the piano is like an action separated from that, where they have control for that brief moment, and they decide not to play. Anyway, yeah. If it's about the second floor library dialogue, I think it's just because Chris isn't used to seeing other humans, considering they grew up in the monster town. That, and to me, that is also because of the fact that, well, my interpretation of the reaction to seeing those diagrams is just, you know, really wanting to fit in, right? Like they really want to fit in, and so seeing like specifically baby humans and stuff like that, reminding them of like them being brought up in here, that can have some kind of like impact on them. So yeah, I agree with that. I always find runs where people try to choose everything they think Chris would. I imagine that you get possessed by an unknown force and then just does everything normally would anyway. That is kind of funny to think about. Except you suck at the piano now. Well, okay, we've concluded that it's probably not the ability, but that is kind of a funny thought, yeah. I mean, you still can think about it being in the ability. I'm just kind of thinking that, to me, it doesn't seem as likely as it used to right now. That'd probably freak me out even more, because it means that this force has been watching me and knows everything about me. Oh yeah, and just analyzes. Okay.
Usually play the piano a bit more beautifully. Is everything okay? You do seem a little sick.
Okay, sorry. It's a diagram showing a bunch of lines in a circle. True. Frickin' the warrior. Is like... You do not get the idea that this guy is as buff as he is when you actually enter ICE and he's all healed up. Like, you do not get that idea.
Maybe when he's sick, it just deflates a little.
Yeah, he just deflates, yeah. It's actually the Anchor arms from SpongeBob.
Discussel's white wizards relegated me to this healing chamber, but my blood is boiling for battle.
God.
What do you think happened to him?
I don't know. I mean, the hands...
Did he like burn his hands on a stove?
Maybe. It's a regular sink. It's a clone of the other sink. Perhaps there was originally one tall sink that was cut in half to create both of them. Yeah, of course. You looked inside the cupboard. A very small obligatory piano is hiding inside. Again, another thing, it's not obligatory here. It's a classic 1 to 10 pain scale, using ICE as a model. At 0 pain, he's happy. At 10 pain, he's happy and sweating. Of course. ICE is just creepy. Dad! I can't just say that to her. Oh my god, I'd die! I'd literally die! No way, sweetheart. First time I laid your eyes on your mother, I walked right up and told her she was a hot piece of work. Really? Yeah, she slapped me so hard I blacked out. Dad, that doesn't help at all. Anyhow, how's Dragon Blazers 3? Beat it yet? Nah, I'm still at the Ice Palace. Ice Palace! Ice Palace! Ice Palace! Okay, sorry. I've been kind of waiting to finish it with you, Dad. Luna having no idea why I reacted to that by the way. Luna having